Have you ever felt like you were reading a script that everyone else had, except you? You meet a woman. The connection feels electric, and you do everything you think you're supposed to do. You're attentive. You're responsive. You're there. You send the good morning text because you want her to feel appreciated. You clear your schedule because you want her to know she's a priority. But then something shifts. The replies get shorter. The time between messages gets longer. You feel that cold, sinking weight in your stomach, the feeling of being slowly faded out. And the confusing part is, you know you're a good man. You know you have value. So why does it feel like the harder you try to show her that value, the less she seems to see it? See, I'm speaking to you today, not as a psychologist, but as a woman who observes these dynamics every single day. I see the men who get forgotten, and I see the men who become unforgettable. And I'm going to tell you the truth that most women won't say to your face, simply because we don't want to hurt your feelings. The mistake isn't that you are too nice. It's that you are too predictable. When you hand over all your attention, validation, and time before a woman has actually earned it, you aren't showing her how much you like her. You are showing her that you don't value your own presence. We are biologically and socially wired to pay attention to what is rare, not what is abundant. If you are always there, always waiting, always chasing, you become background noise. But there is a specific moment, a singular interaction, that can change everything. It is a moment where you flip the script. It is an action that is so counterintuitive to what your anxiety wants you to do that it shocks her system. It makes her stop, look at you, and realize, wait, this man is different. In this video, we are going to walk through 5 specific sections. I am going to show you exactly what behaviors women display when they are losing respect and exactly what actionable step you need to take to regain it. We aren't playing games here. This isn't about manipulation. This is about you reclaiming your dignity and, in the process, becoming the man she can't stop thinking about. Are you ready to stop chasing and start attracting? Let's begin. 1. The pattern break protocol. Let me ask you a question. When a woman suddenly goes quiet or pulls back her energy, what is your immediate instinct? If you are like 90% of men, your instinct is to fix it. You think, did I offend her? Or maybe she didn't see my last text. So you reach out again. You double text. You ask, is everything okay? I want to tell you about a scenario I saw recently at a coffee shop. A guy and a girl were sitting near me. The girl was distracted, checking her phone, looking around. Her behavior was clearly disengaged. She was giving him very little. The guy? He was leaning in, talking faster, trying harder to entertain her, practically performing for her attention. The more she pulled back, the more he pushed forward. It was painful to watch because I knew exactly what she was thinking. He needs this more than I do. Now imagine if that man had done the opposite. Imagine if, seeing her disengaged behavior, he had simply stopped talking. Imagine he leaned back, took a sip of his coffee, and just looked out the window with a calm, confident smile, perfectly comfortable in the silence. That is the pattern break. Women are used to men chasing them the moment they show disinterest. It is a pattern we have learned since we were teenagers. When we pull back, men push forward. It's a validation loop. But when you break that pattern, when you meet her distance with your own calm spaciousness, you disrupt her prediction. You create a glitch in the matrix of her expectations. Suddenly, she isn't thinking about her phone. She's thinking, why isn't he trying to impress me? Why is he so okay with this silence? Curiosity is the seed of attraction. You cannot be intrigued by someone who is constantly handing you everything on a silver platter. So, here is your actionable solution. The next time you feel a woman pulling away, giving you one-word answers, or acting distant, I want you to do one thing: nothing. Do not ask what's wrong. Do not try to be funnier. Do not send a follow-up meme. Simply mirror her energy. If she gives you space, give her space. Turn your focus back to your own life, your own hobbies, your own mission. Do not do this out of anger or spite. Do it out of self-respect. Show her that your emotional stability does not depend on her attention. But here is the catch. Once you stop chasing, the dynamic shifts, and you will see her behavior change almost immediately. But what happens when she comes back? Do you rush back in, or do you hold your ground? This leads us to the biggest mistake men make when a woman finally starts showing interest again. 2. The mirror method. So you've broken the pattern. You stop chasing, and then it happens. Your phone lights up. She texts you. Maybe it's a meme, maybe it's a hey, or maybe it's a comment on your story. Now, here is the critical question. How fast do you reply, and how much energy do you put into it? I see this happen all the time. A man will wait 3 days for a woman to reply, agonizing over it. Then, the second she sends a low-effort text, he replies within 2 minutes with a paragraph, 3 emojis, and a question to keep the conversation going. Let's look at this behaviorally. Imagine you are at a market. If you are selling gold, but you hand it over for the price of copper just because someone finally walked up to your stall, what are you telling the buyer? You are telling them that your gold isn't actually worth much. Here is the behavioral insight. Women are incredibly perceptive regarding investment gaps. When her investment is low, a short text after days of silence, and your investment is high, immediate, enthusiastic, long response, she subconsciously registers a lack of status. She feels the imbalance. It kills the tension because there is no challenge. She realizes she can do the bare minimum and still get the maximum out of you. The solution is the mirror method. This isn't about playing games or counting minutes. That's petty. This is about emotional proportionality. If she sends a low-effort message, you send a low-effort, polite response back. You match her length. You match her tempo. If she takes 4 hours to reply, you don't need to wait exactly 4 hours. But you certainly shouldn't reply in 4 seconds. You wait until you are actually free. You match her energy level. By doing this, you communicate something powerful without saying a word. I am responding to you, but I am not desperate for you. This balance makes a woman feel safe because it shows her you have a life outside of her validation. But simply mirroring her isn't enough. Sometimes, to truly stay in a woman's mind, you have to do something that most men are terrified to do. You have to risk losing her to actually keep her. And this brings us to the biggest mistake nice guys make. 3. The high value. No, the wake-up call. I need you to listen closely to this section, because this is the wake-up call that many of you need. This is where I see good men lose the most respect in the dating market. The mistake is your inability to say no. Let me paint a scenario. You have plans. Maybe you're going to the gym or working on a project or seeing friends. She calls you last minute. Hey, are you free? I'm bored. Want to hang out? And even though you have plans, even though it's inconvenient, you cancel everything. You say, yeah, I can make it work. You think you are being romantic. You think you are being accommodating. When you do this, you think you are showing her that she is a priority. But behaviorally, what you are actually demonstrating is that you have no boundaries. A woman cannot respect a man who bends like a reed in the wind every time she exhales. If you will betray your own plans and promises to yourself just because she asked, she knows she can't rely on you to be a rock. She feels she can walk all over you, and attraction dies where pity begins. Stop being the yes man. The yes man is forgettable. The man who politely but firmly protects his time, he is intriguing. The next time she tests your boundaries, whether it's a last-minute request, a disrespectful comment, or asking you to do something you don't want to do, I want you to use the high-value number. It sounds like this: I'd love to see you, but I have plans tonight. Let's do Thursday instead. Or simply, no, that doesn't work for me. Say it calmly. Say it without apologizing profusely. When you set a boundary, you aren't pushing her away. You are drawing a line in the sand that says, I respect myself. And paradoxically, that is the moment she starts chasing your approval. She wants to know if she can fit into your world, rather than watching you collapse yours to fit into hers. But once you have established boundaries, the real test happens when you step out into the world together. How do you act when other people are watching? There is a specific social behavior that makes women claim you publicly, and it's the exact opposite of showing her off. 4. The social proof. Vacuum. Have you ever been at a party or a social gathering with a woman you really liked? Be honest with yourself. Where were you standing? Were you glued to her side? Were you following her around the room like a lost puppy, holding her drink while she talked to her friends? I see this constantly. A man enters a room with a woman, and he treats her like his emotional anchor. He is terrified to leave her side because he thinks, if I leave her alone, someone else will swoop in. Let me tell you a story about two men. Man A stays by his date's side all night. He only talks to the people she talks to. He checks in on her every 5 minutes. Man B walks in with his date, introduces her to a few people, gets her a drink, and then he walks away. He goes to the other side of the room. He laughs with other people. He is engaged, charismatic, and having a great time without her. Who is she watching? She is watching Man B. This is called the social proof vacuum. When you cling to a woman in public, you suffocate the mystery. You are signaling that she is the prize and you are just lucky to be there. But when you create space, a vacuum, you force her to look across the room and see you through the eyes of others. She sees other people laughing at your jokes. She sees you functioning independently. Suddenly, her anxiety spikes just a little bit. She thinks, he's having fun without me. And biology takes over. She feels the urge to close that gap. She wants to come to you to reestablish her territory. Next time you are out together, I want you to apply the 20-minute rule. Once you arrive, make sure she is comfortable, and then physically separate from her for at least 20 minutes. Go talk to someone else. Make a new friend. Do not look at her. Do not check your phone. Just be present in the room. Let her be the one to scan the room looking for you. Let her be the one to walk up and tap you on the shoulder. When she comes to you, that is her investing in you. But all of these steps, the pattern break, the mirror, the no, the vacuum, they are all building up to the final most important action. This is the nuclear option. This is the one thing that, if you do it with genuine confidence, guarantees she will never forget you. 5. The willingness to walk. The once moment. We have arrived at the final section. This is the hardest thing for a man to do when he is in love or deeply attracted to someone. It goes against every instinct you have to protect the relationship. This is the once moment referenced in the title of this video. The question: if she crosses a major line, if she disrespects you, or if she tells you she needs space or wants to break up, what do you do? The average man bargains. He pleads. He says, we can fix this, or I'll change. He tries to negotiate desire. And in that exact moment, he seals his fate. He becomes a memory of a man who had to beg to be kept. True power in any dynamic belongs to the person who is most willing to walk away. It is a harsh truth, but it is the reality of attraction. If a woman knows that no matter what she does, you will never leave, she cannot respect you. She might love you, she might pity you, but she will not feel that primal, magnetic pull toward you. The moment you show her that your self-respect is more important than your relationship status, you become dangerous. And I mean dangerous in the best way. You become a man she knows she has to earn every single day. The next time you are faced with a moment where you are being undervalued, or she threatens to leave, or she pushes a boundary you cannot accept, you do not get angry. You do not yell. You look her in the eyes with total calm and you say, I adore you and I want this to work, but I love myself too much to accept this dynamic. If you need to go, I won't stop you. And then, and this is the key, you must be willing to let her go. This is the willingness to walk. When you do this once, you shift the foundation of your entire relationship. You prove that you are a man of high value who chooses her, not a man of low options who needs her. And paradoxically, this is usually the exact moment she decides she never wants to lose you. I want to leave you with one final controversial truth. A woman cannot be your priority until you are your own priority. I know that everything I have told you today feels difficult. I know it feels risky. Your heart wants to cling, to fix, to overgive. That is because you are a good man with a lot of love to give. But please hear me. Do not give that love to a void that does not return it. These behaviors, the pause, the boundaries, the willingness to walk away, they aren't about hurting her. They are about protecting you. And the most attractive thing you can wear is the confidence of a man who knows he will be okay, with or without her. I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever walked away from a situation only to have them come running back? Or are you struggling to set that first boundary? Let's talk about it. Remember, she cannot fall in love with a man she does not respect. And she cannot respect a man who does not respect himself. Go be that man. I'll see you in the next video.